Hi everybody, hope you're excited about Culture Crash Course. We have episode 1 to 3 and we hope you're excited to watch it. We spent a lot of time, effort and just really our hearts into it, and we really hope that you will take time to watch it and enjoy it. Episode 1 we're talking about food, episode 2 we're talking about language, and episode 3, my personal favorite, we're talking about media. We're going to have unfiltered conversations, we're going to have real thoughts being shared, and most importantly, I think we're going to have a fun time. So get ready because it's going to be a fun ride. Indians, am I right? Dang.
Indians. My name is Shanti.
Okay.
I'm your mother. Okay. Currently, I'm teaching, and my interests, I love to have fun.
Mom, this is not real. Okay, sure. For Culture Crash Course, it's a 3-episode breakdown about what it means to be Indian. The first topic we're talking about is actually about food. And you were the first one I thought about to interview. I mean, I told you this before, right? I don't really like being Indian. Because of my own experiences, I didn't really have the willingness to understand more about Indian culture. Actually, what does it really mean to be Indian? Or it's not so one-dimensional. What would you say are some of the fondest memories you have, growing up in an Indian household?
In my household, I should say that it's always festivals. Even for birthdays.
Yeah.
Oh, we will always look for, because birthdays you'll look for the non-veg food.
Yeah.
Everything has to be prepared at home. We do not order, we do not buy.
At all?
At all.
Why? Isn't it easier just to order?
My dad was a person who likes things to be made at home. And the beauty is that every time we have parties, they will all come, about 7-8 of us will be there. And one will make bopia, one will make mee goreng, curry puff. Different food will be made for, especially for birthdays. And during birthdays, once a signature dish will be appan jala and chicken curry.
Oh. Wait, okay, so apart from the appan jala and chicken curry, are there any dishes that hold a special meaning to your family?
I like sambar, valaka poriyal, and then tau sambal goes very well with sambar and rasam, sodi and all that. Tau sambal is awesome. Not to forget, muringakeera paratal with coconut. So if anyone having a sore throat or having a running nose, I feel like I'm having a cold-like symptoms. Rasam has got many variations, many different ways you can make it. Mama makes it in a very, as and when she feels like a different style she makes. Like for me, I only know one style, which is like normal rasam. To me, in my opinion, the way I make it, it may vary from others, I don't know.
Okay, but your rasam tastes really, really good. So I think you're selling yourself a bit short. Your rasam is really, really super short. Was there anything which Atta did, or whether maybe necessarily Indian practices, or maybe culturally which you practice? Did it cause you a lot of no, Atta, don't do that, or I need to do this?
If I'm going to bring something and then if got a smell or a aroma, anything like that, I tell them this is what it is. Do you want to try? I was not afraid to share.
Okay.
I said, you want to try? Go ahead. Of course, there are some say, oh, you smell. They close their nose. But there are also others who come and hug you and all. So I cannot please each and every one, you see. It's not possible.
True.
So those who accept come along. Those who don't, then go your way. She said, I don't like Indians, but I like you. So I say, excuse me.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. Honestly.
Maybe one of my cats is.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Sorry. So you're telling me your friend just told you
Okay, when I said this friend, my primary school friend, my very close friend, who was a Chinese.
Okay.
She comes to my house.
Okay.
She'll hang around with me. Her mommy will only send her out with me and with no one else.
So she said this to you in your house lah?
Yeah. She said, I don't like Indian friends, but I like you. Then I told her, excuse me, I'm also Indian.
Yeah.
She said, yeah, but you're different. I said, are you okay?
How important do you think food is to Indian culture, and how do you think it helps, keeping Indian traditions alive?
Food is the main thing in Indian culture.
Okay.
And for us, food is medicine.
Oh, okay.
See, you have all the spices, whatever it is, it's in the food.
Yeah.
If you're taking Indian food properly, you don't have to go and take medication. I mean, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because all the spices are there.
Okay, let me just hold your hand there. Not medical advice. I want to share about what Tata used to say about Sapadu.
It's just that whoever comes to the house must have some food.
Okay.
Hungry man is an angry man, I suppose. And my father got it into his system then, I think.
Yeah.
So whoever comes to the house, give them food.
Yeah. Diwali time, you'll make cookies and give to our neighbors. Actually, why do you want to give them like cookies and stuff? Any particular reason?
I'm like introduce to them to our food. It is one way of another that we introduce. Like we have our neighbor up.
Yeah.
I don't think they have tried murka, and she said she loves murka.
Yeah.
So yearly I'll make, and then for our neighbors also, just to tell them, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm a neighbor here. I'm approachable. If you need anything, you can always come to us.
So actually, how do you even get started in like cooking Indian food?
I started cooking more when I got married and went to UK. I had not really anyone to help me cook, so I had to manage cooking. Mama used to tell me over the phone, if I have an issue or problem with a dish, she'll just tell me. But the only problem is that she had no measurements. Her measurement is like, just put this amount and just that amount. For me, it was very difficult to do cooking because I wanted exact amount. Say this is half cup, this quarter cup. She says, no, if you don't do that way, you just put half. If you think it's not okay, then put another quarter. I said, Ma, it's very difficult. Now when I'm cooking, I realize that it's just adjustment in cooking. It's that according to your taste.
And that's all the time we have. Wow. Peter. We just made 4 dishes of some of the things which you shared, which you really enjoy. So, we'd like to share like what do you make?
Okay, for rice. Right, this is rasam, which we also call Indian soup or pepper soup. It's mixed with spices. Stir-fried drumstick leaves with fresh grated coconut.
Next, we have my personal favorite, which is tau sambal.
Mine too.
Okay, so now you can feed me.
Oh. Okay. It reminds me of younger days.
It's almost as if this wasn't planned.
Grandma used to feed you. Now I want to feed you. So.
Great.
And I like to be fed too.
Was that a subtle hint? Do you want me to feed you? I can feed you too. Are you sure?
Sure. The question I would ask.
You have a hint.
Huh?
Of course, before coming here, I washed my hands.
Just asking.
How is it?
Oh, it's good. Yeah.
Okay, you like it. The question that I wanted to ask you is that you were exposed to many different types of food, but at the end of the day, what would you like to have? Like, what would be your comfort food?
You're gonna hate my answer, but it's actually stuffed. I love stuffed so much. But that's talking about when I'm eating outside food. I feel you cannot mix home cooked food and outside food. So outside food wise, I'll always pick stuff. Like I feel there's the illusion of health because I put the sauces right, so it seems it's healthy. Then the chicken, so good because there's no couchy taste.
Oh.
So like for those who don't know what couchy taste is, it basically means when the meat is meating. You know, like mutton is gamey, or like the fish is like a bit of a fishy taste. I know it sounds really stupid, but it's like I'm very sensitive to the smell.
Me too. I have that.
But the chicken that stuff doesn't have that.
Ah.
Your food doesn't give me any discomfort. Like any time, like it doesn't matter how much spice you put, right? I'm never getting any discomfort. Right?
Oh, okay.
I do not get bloated. I do not have any discomfort. No acid reflux when I sleep, and I have no like tummy issues when I eat your food. So maybe that's where the medicinal part came in, like we were sharing earlier.
And not only the medicinal part, the love from Mama to you when I cook. Yes.
So I guess your love is fixing my IBS lah.
Of course.
Do you have any like closing words, or maybe any advice to people who maybe aren't fully certain about Indian culture yet, or maybe they are insecure, like me, I would say, in their Indian identity? Is there anything you'd like to share, or anything you want to add on?
I mean, in my opinion, whichever culture you are born, be proud of your culture and try to share it with others.
Do you mean in the sense of like parents sharing with their kids, or do you mean like upon sharing with people? Right?
So I'm like sharing with your friends, like especially food. You can always, the first thing that you can introduce to your friends are food.
Yeah. Like there's a place you always go to, right? Arunachala Bhavan. At Race Schools Row, we really love the food there. Shout out, please sponsor me. But okay, yeah. Yeah, the food's really, really good.
I don't see my family hand feeding their children. Is there a cultural background to this?
It seems it tastes better when you feed them using your hand, and
It does. Facts.
it's also bonding. That's one. Yahoo! I made him laugh.
Don't say things like that, bro. What the? Oh yeah, thanks, mom. Thanks for agreeing to be on this.
But I always told you, if you need me, I will be there. Yes or no?
Yes, yeah. And I appreciate it. So thank you.
Most welcome.
This is episode 1 of 3 episodes where we'll be talking more about Indian culture. Hope this has, informed you a bit more about what it means to be an Indian, and that being Indian is actually so many layers and it's so multifaceted and it's not just one-dimensional. So if you like the video, feel free to share it with someone. Give me a follow, and yeah, stay tuned for more content. This is Pocket Peter for Culture Crash Course. Finger gun. What is the funniest word to translate to Tamil?
Skibbity toilet. My teacher told me how to say it in Tamil, but oh my god, I forgot.
That's not real. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Culture Crash Course. This is episode 2, where we're talking a bit more about Tamil language. We are very, very excited to have Sadhanaa, who just completed her PSLE and did really well. I'm really happy for her. And who's also my cousin, if you didn't know, and she'll be sharing about her experience, learning Tamil, taking higher Tamil, and I'll be very excited to hear more from her. If you didn't know, right, I'm actually wearing my secondary school uniform.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's to celebrate you going to Sec 1 next year, so I'm so excited for you. Personally, do you like studying Tamil?
I think at first, right, when I was younger, I was like, oh my god, why do I have to study Tamil? Then after that, as I grow up, I kind of like Tamil because my teachers are cool. And then she teach in many different ways.
Okay.
But we didn't really do much of studying, that kind of thing. What we did is we learned about the Indian history. Then it was very fun. Then we got to play with the, I don't know what is it, but I know it's like the sand door. The one they have sand below. So when you hit it to the side, it will come back on top. Yeah, so we used to play with those. I think it's the teachers who made it very fun.
Okay.
Yeah. They also bring us learning journeys and all,
Okay.
Yeah, so the most number of learning journeys I went is for Tamil only.
Personally, do you feel a bit more connected to your family when you speak in Tamil?
To be honest, right, I don't know. I feel like I've just grown up speaking English and Tamil mix.
Okay. Personally, why do you think Amma tells you to tells Pati speak Tamil, tells you to speak Tamil? Any reason, in your own thoughts, right? Why is Amma telling you this?
I think because she wants me to, because it's my Tamil Mori, my Kalachara. So it's my mother tongue language. So, I have to know, I have to keep my culture, So Appa is the kind of culture person. So every time he'll tell me, Tamil la pesu ma, Tamil la pesu. Then after that, I'll be I will try to speak in Tamil. But then I'll speak very formal in Tamil. Because I suck at speaking Pechu Tamil. Yeah.
The speech Tamil. Every time there's any function, I'm always made fun because my Tamil is always... Have you heard the term Sutta Tamil?
Yeah.
My Tamil is like that. So I always speak as if I'm in the olden days Tamil, I'm a chancellor talking to other people, right? Then Amma na veetukku vandutten.
Oh my God,
I cannot do... Pechu Tamil is very hard for me. Which is why when I read or anything, it's easier for me. Interesting. I don't know that. Okay, no, actually, I think what you said was very, very interesting because you said Amma Appa is Tamil is your moli, right? It's important to share about Kalacharam, to know a bit more. Do you personally think there's a reason for that? Or why do you think a lot of people end up don't speak Tamil?
I feel a lot of them are very ashamed to speak Tamil.
Okay.
I've heard from the juniors in my school. They say that it's so embarrassing to speak Tamil. So personally, I think that's not very nice to your culture, you know. Yeah, so I told them it's not that bad when you start to get to know the language.
Right.
So the girl I talked to who told me it's embarrassing to speak Tamil, she was about P3 when I told her that. Then she grew up, she's now about P4 I think. Yeah, and she's starting to speak Tamil more. she's in higher Matang also now.
Oh, but when you knew her, was she taking higher Tamil? No. Or
Sorry?
when you knew her in P3?
Oh no, she wasn't. She hated Tamil. She was in the Tamil support program at the time. And I think my advice went so good. My advice is so good. And then yeah, she's in higher Matang now. She's in higher Matang now, you know.
So I think for me, I would love to speak Tamil growing up and speak more. But I feel every time I speak Tamil, everyone's like, "Hey, please don't speak Tamil, please don't speak Tamil." Then sometimes I'm just like, but like I rather speak Tamil broken than like don't speak at all, right? So I think you encouraging a friend is really quite sweet, lah. And I know I jokingly said, no lah, you never help, but I really think your encouragement did, of course, help her lah, from Tamil support to taking high Tamil, right? I think that's quite cool. Did anyone do that for you? Like, did anyone, like, were you previously like shy to speak Tamil, or were you always someone who was always like bold, like, no, nothing to be ashamed about, like, this is my like culture, this is my muli, like, nothing wrong?
When I was younger, right, I actually was like super bad at speaking Tamil.
Okay.
Like I even forgot how to say Vanakam once. Yeah, I always slip up on my words every time.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. After that, to be honest, none of my like seniors helped me or anything. But like it will be my teachers, you know, my Tamil teacher.
So would you say like a big part of that was due to your teachers and like them supporting you?
I feel like they're a big part of my life, you know. Yeah. Maybe when I grow up, I would really love to see them again, you know, reunite with them.
Okay. No, I feel what you just shared. I mean, hopefully they are watching this. I don't know. You can send them to your teachers, but I think that's something so important, because I feel like something which I think we don't share that gratefulness, right? So I think the fact you're doing it now to thank your teachers, I think that's a really, really huge step. And again, she's only P6 going to Sec 1, guys. Okay, she's only like 13 years old. Okay, it's crazy. As a Gen Alpha right here, and as a Gen Z, I'm a Gen Z. Would you say maybe the way you learn Tamil, or how you see like the older generation like react to Tamil or speak Tamil different from how you're learning it, or how you are taught as well, like roughly?
I feel like the Gen Zs, right, they didn't get enough help to learn Tamil.
You mean talking about me lah?
Yeah, I'm talking about you, obviously.
Thanks.
I think the Gen is we learn Tamil better.
Okay.
Because we got more funny words to translate to Tamil, you know.
What is the funniest word to translate to Tamil?
Skibidi toilet. My teacher told me how to say it in Tamil, but like, oh my god, I forgot.
That's not real. Wait, can you please translate skibidi toilet to Tamil?
I think you can just say skibidi kari bare. Yeah, you can just say that, you know.
You're just saying skibidi and you're putting a toilet.
Skibidi kari bare. How do you say jawline in Tamil though? Like, you just have to say, I have a sharp jawline.
Vai code.
Vai code.
I think. So now what we're going to do is a very fun activity. It's going to be called Rapid Reflections. We have one of our producers, Sean, here, who'll be sharing some of the questions with us, and we'll be writing our answers on these customized Culture Crash Course boards. Yeah, boy, we got budget.
What is your favorite Tamil word?
Oh,
wait.
okay, I know already. Very easy. Okay.
I need to think. There's so many.
So yeah, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I want to see what's the word.
Skibidi.
Skibidi Kalibare. That's crazy.
Clown?
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite Tamil word is Komali, because I think it's such a fun word to say. Like Takali and Komali are group.
Mine's also fun.
Okay, not bad. Okay, next. Can we have the next question?
What is your favorite Tamil song?
Ooh, okay. This one I will write in Romanized English.
Me also.
Okay, I'm ready. Show the camera ready. 3, 2, 1. Wait, what's yours?
Vavati. That's the one line. This part is the one line.
Vavati, Adiyati, Idu enna feelu?
Vannala na fail.
For me, it's Pukal Pukum in Madras Platinum. Is such a good Tamil song. I don't really like a lot of Tamil songs, but generally, this Tamil song is so good. The only thing I don't like from this Tamil song is the part where she sings in Amy Jackson sings in English, and I don't understand why she's in English. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, where would I be without this joy inside of me?
What is your favorite Tamil movie?
Ooh. Okay.
A hard one.
Okay. I know already. Okay, ready? Sure. 3, 2, 1. Master. Okay, you want to share who is in Master? Who's acting in Master?
Vijay. Joseph Vijay.
Oh wow. Okay, for me it's Kandain Kadale. It's a super shook rom-com. It came out in 2007 with Bharat and Tamanna, I think I'm not wrong. It was a very good film. I remember watching this in the cinema and I really enjoyed it. It was such a good Tamil film. Very old, but I liked it, so that's for me. Okay, final question. Who's your favorite Tamil actor or actress?
Can I put both actor and...
You can.
Okay.
I'll put also. Okay, ready? Should I show the camera in 3, 2, 1. Who's yours? Oh, Silver Karthikeyan. Okay.
Dr. Bay.
Yeah, Remo ah.
Yeah.
Nayandara and Surya. Why do you like Silver Karthikeyan?
Siva Karthikeyan, all his movies, right, is quite good. Like, he never disappoints us in any of his movies.
That's all we have. Next, we're gonna play. I'm gonna answer some other questions and play another game. So I hope you're excited as well. So for part 3 of role reversal, and my aunt gave a really good suggestion where I should swap places with my cousin because you know the roles are reversed. How's it? How's your side of the sofa?
Very warm to see.
This is our role reversal. So, wow, Sadhanaa, thank you for having me on Culture Crash Course. So, what would you like to ask me?
If you could choose what race you were born as, would you choose Indian or would you choose like other races?
Oh my gosh, wait, that's a crazy question to ask me. Wow. I would say Chinese. Yeah, I would say yeah. So, reason being, right, is I think as I was sharing in episode 1 when we started this whole series, right, I think the reason is because I don't fully am super proud of being Indian. Like, I wasn't at the time and I felt like that was a very bad thing. I think growing up, right, I realized that I'm Indian, right, and that's a very big part of me. So as much as I would like to like, no, you know, like I can only speak English, no, speaking Tamil is a big part. My culture is a very big part. The way I eat, the food I eat, the clothes I wear, all tells a story and all such a rich history, right? And I think denying it is not gonna do anything about it, right? And I think I have like my relatives, I have like my grandparents, you know, Ata, and they have such lovely stories. The way they share their life, right? I'm just like, wow, like I want to know more about them, right? And a very big part of the way they share their life is like, they're Indians, right? They don't shy away from that. I wanted to create this series where like, I talk to people who like, I would love to hear more from, and like I want to know more about Tamil language. I want to know more about food, like what's the significance behind it. And I think through this series, like I realized actually there are so many things which I misunderstood, or so many things which I myself didn't know. And then like actually like Indian people are so cool. So to answer your question, previously it would have been Chinese, but I think through this journey of like planning for this content, planning for the series, doing the research, finding out the topics to talk about, talking to different people, I would say honestly, I wouldn't change a thing about being Indian. I think I really do love the fact that I'm Indian, and it's an important aspect of me, but it's also not everything about me. So any other final words or anything you'd like to add or anything you want to share?
You look very bold with the hat on.
I think, and that's all the time that we possibly can and will have. Stay tuned next week. We have a very exciting guest for episode 3, which is the season and series finale. There's only 3 episodes in this, so I hope you're excited and looking forward. Once again, this is all the time we have, and that's Culture Crash Course. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the final episode of Culture Crash Course. The past 2 episodes we've had a chance to explore different things like food, language, and today my personal favorite, because it's very close to home, media. And the guest we have today is, I'm so excited. Guys, if you do not know who the guest is, then please don't wait watching this video because you've been living under a rock for the past couple of years. Guys, today we have with us Ian Jeevan, and wow, I'm so excited.
Woo!
Wow.
Hey guys.
So I just want to hear a bit more for yourself, like how has it been juggling all those jobs? How have you been and what are you currently doing and all those things?
Okay, well, there's a lot of questions.
Sorry.
But how have I been? I've been good. Currently, right now, yes, I am juggling three jobs. I do work as a financial consultant. I've been doing that for 4 years. Content creation also been 4 years. So I started around the same time. And then recently this year, I moved on to a little bit on brand consulting. So yeah.
When you first started, right, what kind of support wasn't there for you would you like to create for the new generation of creators? Like, is there anything in particular you're like, this one thing I feel is missing?
When I first started out, right, there was a lot of like uncertainty as to like, okay, how do I charge? How do I brand myself, you know? I think I really just learned through mistakes, and thankful for some of the agencies who also like equip me with some of the knowledge, some friends also in the space that say, hey, you should like charge for this, you should charge for that, and then you kind of learn. So it's kind of like a learn on the job kind of thing, yeah. So that was, I would say, there's no like 10-year series or no like how to be an influencer in Singapore 101.
Guidebook. Yeah, actually you heard a guidebook.
You
can
could.
sell a course.
You could, right? No, I tell you, people will come at you. People will come at you. Influencer trying to like make money again. Like, yeah. So I would give this information for free. So if you're an upcoming creator, if you need any assistance, like come hit me up. I'll definitely like coach you and help you on that space. Yeah.
And I think just to share a bit more about Culture Crash Course.
Yes.
So like, I think I've had this idea brewing in my head for maybe about like 2 years. I feel that my gut is up. Like if I were to make a mistake or do something, I feel the first thing they'll pinpoint me is not like, oh, he didn't understand this enough, or he didn't read this enough. It's because Indian. So I always feel that sense of like, I need to, whatever. Then I felt that came from a place that eventually I end up becoming a bit like, I don't really like being Indian. Because once I was journaling and I was telling God like, okay, you know what, God, I want to wake up and I want to be a different race. I want to be any other race. I want to be Chinese. I want to be Korean. I realized actually, I think this comes from a place of maybe not understanding my culture, not understanding actually, Indian people are cool, bro. Indian people are actually the most number of people holding CEO positions in a lot of major companies. Microsoft, Pepsi, I'm pretty sure Google as well. Like, hello, excuse me, that's crazy. But I feel my impression of Indian people like is one way, or it's structured in a certain way. So I felt like I wanted to do this, and of course, this 3 episodes is not going to cover everything. Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not going to be like, it's going to change the world. My aim isn't to let people go be like, damn, let me go message all my Indian friends and be like, I'm so sorry for being racist. Like, I don't think that's like my goal, but I think it's more of just to be like, oh, I didn't know that. Just to inform them and be like, hey, actually, did you know like the significance behind this? I think that's great. So thank you for being part of that, and I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so now we're going to jump into part 2. So actually, I was also looking at your first TikTok. And your first TikTok was posted on April 23rd, 2020. Okay, but I'll just ask you, do you know what your first TikTok was?
Yes, I of course remember. And I mean, she was Dua Lipa. She was here in Singapore last week.
She was.
So it was a song.
Don't Start Now.
Yeah, Don't Start Now. Don't play it.
And cute.
Aren't you the guy who tried to?
So I want to ask, like, do you have a personal favorite which maybe you filmed, or like you're like, you know what, that has a special episode in your heart? Is there anything for you?
I think it was the dance scene.
I was gonna say, no. This one, for me, it was episode 24. The dance sequence between Vaishnavi and Surya.
The clubbing episode was also one of my favorite, like the one where the dance fighting, the dance battle. So I think I was just able to really shine forth the different characters and how they dance, you know. And I think being Indian, I have been to Indian clubs, and there are certain like dance moves that are very Indian, you know. So I thought that would be one way to also showcase the different characters. And I had fun shooting the episode, because there was like some drama.
Sometimes when you represent Indian culture or anything, do you have like a sense of responsibility to, you know, like represent it in your work, or is it something which maybe just like naturally finds its way?
I don't want to force that narrative also, you know, I kind of just want to let it come across naturally. Oh, he's an Indian guy, and in some aspect, shape or form, I hope that I can be that representative to spotlight more Indians here, to kind of highlight some issues that are faced within the Indian community, in hopes to change perspectives and to also change the narratives that like, oh, actually, like you said, Indians are pretty cool people, you know, like there are many different facets of Indians, you know. So I think one thing important to note is that we are a very multifaceted kind of community, and we shouldn't just be stuck to stereotypes like, oh, you're Indian means you're this.
Yes, correct.
You can take that definition and make something that you want to be, you see?
True, yeah.
So I didn't ever want to fall into a mold.
Yeah.
I kind of just wanted to be my authentic self out there and hopefully find a way to entertain and make people smile. Yeah.
Talking about maybe working with brands and your opportunities you've given, has there been opportunities that weren't presented to you because of your race?
If anything, there were more opportunities that were presented to me because of my race. Government brands, they love to work with creators who are representative of the four main races in Singapore. And I think in the Indian community, there are just not many content creators. My name often gets picked up from that pool of creators under Indian. So I've had more opportunities rather, you know.
I remember seeing an ad on Standard Chartered Run.
Yeah,
I remember
everywhere.
seeing on the lens card.
Yeah.
I remember seeing on Grab and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, I love that. I think I want to ask, like, do you ever feel sometimes you are picked as like the token Indian? Sometimes in group projects, right, they're like, if you want it to be in the photo shoot, I'm like, oh why? Then I realized I go there, right, I'm like, oh, I'm the only Indian.
Yeah. I think it's a unique position to be put in, right? Because like one way you are a benefactor.
Correct.
Because you are being chosen to be there to represent, and then the other part is like, why aren't there more Indians being like, it's like almost feel like we're an afterthought. Like they're looking at the frame, okay, we have this, oh, we're missing somebody. Okay, we need a brown person. Who are the brown people you know?
Let's move out the list.
Okay, this guy, okay, looks okay, okay, choose him. You know, it feels like it's that way. Of course, maybe we don't really know what's the back end going on behind all these brands when it comes to choosing talents, but I like to believe that Singapore brands and agencies are more tactful and are more aware with like the issues and I feel like there's a more conscious effort to maybe put the brown person as fronting the ad rather than them at the background. So I'm seeing that shift now and I right off the top of my head I really know of examples where like so like Atika Da, she got like spotlighted for Superga. And they really did, Superga and Atika did a brand collaboration and her face is plastered on like Superga's like store, you know, and they came up with a unique shoe alongside Atika and I think I love that. Yeah, and I feel like more of such things would really give confidence to younger brown creators that, hey, actually we can take up space, you know, we can be a face of a campaign which is out to the majority Chinese population in Singapore and still have people like resonate and
be like, oh wow, that's cool, I wanna know more and everything.
Yeah. And I think that's changing. Yeah.
So you're sharing a bit more about like, you know, your content creator journey, some stuff you've done.
Yeah.
Then I want to share, touch a bit more about, you know, like your own personal life, you know, growing up as Indian. And so did you find it hard, you know, growing up Indian in Singapore, or like what was your experience like?
100%. I think I struggled to really like accept that identity. I think I grew up in an environment where like I was bullied by Indian people. Yeah, they will call me in literal English. They call me, "Hey, you're a Peter," which means
That's
like
crazy. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, he's like Velakaran. You know, like,
Whoa,
so,
that unlocks some memories for me.
Yeah, so then like in Tamil class, I don't really I feel like ostracized, and I think I grew up also not really. I grew up in the faith of Christianity, so a lot of the Hindu practices and Indian practices was like discontinued from my parents' generation.
Yeah. Okay.
So I didn't go to the temple. I didn't really speak Tamil at home, and I feel like that kind of resulted in a lot of like disconnect with a lot of my Indian friends. So I found community more in like with my Chinese friends.
Right.
And furthermore, that was exacerbated because I was put in a school which didn't offer Tamil. So I was literally the only Indian boy in their whole class, and that was my upbringing growing up. So I had very few Indian friends, you know, and I think that only changed after I went to national service, where I met this amazing bunch of like Indian guys, and that just like shook my whole worldview as to how like it feels nice to be in a community of people who understand our shared struggles. And I felt like that was really the pivot point where I started to really be proud of like who I was and not being afraid of like that and not being ashamed of the fact that I am a Tamilan and that is who I am, and no matter how much whitewash you can be, you can't change that. You know, like there's this saying like it's crude, but like, you know, like you can talk how much, but your backside is still black. You know, your backside is still black. You know, Karupusute. You know, like you can keep talking all this, but you're still Karupusute. You know, so like, and I feel like I finally fully embraced that, and from then on, I just felt like so comfortable being under my skin.
Yeah.
I think I relate to the part where you said like you didn't want to be this race.
Yeah.
Because I think growing up in Singapore, it's just a very different view for a minority. And when you're in a minority lens, right, you go through life feeling like, why are you being treated differently? You know, like why are people perceiving you to be a certain way? Like why are all these stereotypes that are being attached to just because you're this race? You know, and part of me wanted to disassociate from that. So to be very frank, I had internalized racism. That's the term for it, and I feel like it's growing up. There's a lot of growth and about unlearning all these beliefs and finally being comfortable to be under my own skin. Yeah, and that was a whole process. It didn't come overnight. It took me like 10 years.
Some of the stuff we also shared previously is like sometimes like the comments were actually, the negative comments will actually end up being people from our own Indian community, right? So like, do you feel that sometimes it's like discouraging, or how do you manage it and be like, I'm trying to create content to share more awareness, guys. Like, what are y'all doing? They're not helping my case. So how do you?
There will always be people that will like, there's this crab mentality. When they see someone trying to make a name for themselves, they would try to pull you down.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
So like when a crab tries to like get out of the pot, what the other crab does?
Pull the crab.
Yeah. And I feel in Singapore, there's that mentality. It's that crab mentality. So I've always like recognized that it exists, and I don't ever want to give their words power. Because the moment I stop doing something as a result of your comment, you have won.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, if you say, hey, stop doing this, I'm not going to support. Okay, then don't support, block, unfollow. Like, my identity is not in what people say about me. It's what like I feel like my parents say about me. It's what my loved ones say about me, you know, and what God says about me, for example, you know. So does your opinion or your comments, like, does it shake my identity? No, it doesn't. So it's always reminding myself of that. And then from there, also tuning out the negative voices. There will be negative voices. How do you deal with them? Tune them out. And I think one creator friend also told me this, like your content creation and your videos you put out there is essentially like it's like your home. Would you let someone enter your home and like disrespect you? No, right?
That's true, yeah.
Like if you invite someone to your house and they say negative things about you, you have the right to like, you can go, you know? So I think I love what she said about this, and it's always just been, you block them, you know? Block them, and if they are saying something disrespectful, block them, yeah. Is
there anything you'd like to share like to people, or like to encourage them, or any words of wisdom or anything?
I feel like you cannot let the fear of failing, or fear of like what people say hold you back. Yeah, because like at the end of the day, it's your dreams. So like, why are you gonna let other people like hold you back from achieving your dreams, you know? So I feel a lot of people, they bury their dreams for the fear of like what people say. Yeah, and I think they just end up going for not their personal best, but they go for maybe what's attainable or what most people are doing, you know, for the fear they don't want to stick out the norm. You know, so I guess in your life you have to ask yourself, you know, you're only given this life once, right? So what are you going to do with it, and how are you going to make that life so memorable and not look back having regrets like, oh, I should have done that, I should have done this when I was younger. I don't want to reach the end of my life and look back and say I didn't try, I didn't do my best. That is a feeling that I don't ever want to have, you know?
Now here's where we go for a quick little pause. We got a little too excited and actually forgot to film the transition to the next part, which is part 2, the game. What we did is we created a spin-off of Jeevan's wildly successful TikTok series called the Vaishnavi series. In the Vaishnavi series, we follow the chronicles of Vaishnavi as she goes through secondary school, dating, uni life, and eventually being almost murdered. But if you do not know who is in the Vaishnavi series, then then that's on you lah. That's like a skill issue. So anyway, here are the main characters. We have Vaishnavi, we have a teacher, we have Surya, we have Prakash, we have her mom, and we have Aish. But don't worry, this spin-off focuses on Prakash, one of the characters from the Vaishnavi series. What happens is that Prakash accidentally gets sent back in time where he meets his younger self, facing a oh so familiar dilemma.
ஐயோ என்ன நடக்குது நான் எங்க இருக்கேன் இது என்னோட ஸ்கூல் மாதிரி தான் இருக்குல்ல நான் எதுக்கு இங்க வந்தேன் யார் அவன் அதே கண்ணாடி அதே யூனிஃபார்ம் அதே முகம் அது நானா என்ன ஆயிட்டு ஏன் அழுற
ஆல் தமிழ் எக்ஸாம் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணும்போது என்னுடைய நண்பர்கள் என்னை கீழ் செஞ்சாங்க நான் தமிழ் சரியா பேச தெரியாது நான் பேசும்போது நான் தப்பாக பேசுறேன் என்னோட கிளாஸ்மேட் சூர்யா எப்போதுமே எனக்கு கிண்டல் செய்வான் என்னால தாங்க முடியாது அதை பத்தி எனக்கு நல்லாவே தெரியும் அது உனக்கிட்டு தெரியும் அந்த காலத்துல நானும் என்னுடைய நண்பர்கள் என்ன கிண்டல் பண்ணுவாங்க அப்படின்னு என்ன ஆயிட்டு திடீர்னு இல்லைடா அதெல்லாம் நடக்கல அது எப்படி இதுதான் நம்மளுடைய தாய்மொழி நம்ம தமிழ் பேசாம யார் பேசுவாங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி ஐ விஷ் ஐடென்ஸ் பார்க்கணும் நான் இதை பார்க்கணும் ஓகே எப்போதுமே எல்லாரும் நம்ம பற்றி குறை சொல்லுவாங்க இதெல்லாம் கேட்கக்கூடாது அப்படின்னா எதுவும் மாறாதா மாறும்டா கண்டிப்பாக மாறும் யூ வில் சேஞ்ச் நான் எப்படி மாறுவேன் முக்கியமான ஒன்றை கற்றுக்கொள்ளும் தான் நீ மாறுவோம் அதுனா நீ ஒரு தமிழன்னா விற்கப்படாத பெருமைப்படு
Chills, absolute chills. And now that you've witnessed Prakash's character arc, let's jump straight back into the final portion of the interview for part 3, called Role Reversal.
Now, the guests together ask me a question. So today we're having Ian Shivansh asking me a question. It can be about anything, so feel free, go ahead.
Where do you see this crash? Or like, where do you see like your next year to be like, you know, like, yeah, I mean, you're dabbling in all these things, right?
Yeah.
Where do you eventually, what's the ideal goal? Or you're still figuring that out?
I think I'm still figuring it out, but I think I definitely don't know I'll be in the media scene. Like that's something which has not changed. But I've tried so many different things. I've tried graphic design, videography, I've tried 3D graphics, not for me, I can't do it. Visual, whatever it is, I've tried and played around with a lot of things. But the things which I feel continue coming back to is actually, I really love graphic design. Something about graphic design is so fun for me, like title cards, graphics, and I think being able to design things to make people like feel a certain way or think a certain way, like I think that's something which like I love a lot. So I love graphics. I think that for me is super fun for me. Yeah. So guys, go follow his content. If you haven't followed Ian Shivan, what are you doing, guys? Come on. He's on Instagram, he's on TikTok. He's also on LinkedIn because I stalked him. Feel free to follow what he's doing. Different content. Go follow Tanglish Studios. Go follow their Instagram, on YouTube. Go and support their videos as well. I think they're doing incredible work, and I feel seeing more content created like this is a need. And I feel like people who are doing these things should be supported. So that's it from us, from episode 3 and the finale of Culture Crash Course. This has been a really exciting journey. But yeah, hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed the series. So hopefully we'll have more to come. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, so thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for sticking around from episode 1 to 3. I hope you had fun. This was a passion project of mine, and it would not have been possible without all the lovely people who have been brought along the way, and all the people who agreed to help me, agreed to teach me, and most importantly, you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you walked out learning something, and I think more than that, I think we can all learn to be a bit more kind to the people around us, which I think is so important. So this has been a Pocket Peter production, and this will be the first of many. I hope you're excited. There's a lot more coming, and remember, I don't know what you should remember. Drink water. I don't know. I guess you should drink water. Okay. Yeah. Pocket Peter out.